Yo, good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? This is your coach Renz, and yes, it's been a few days. Had a lot going on, but it's all right. I'm back. And I want to come back talking about something that occurred yesterday with my nephew. So I'm in the car. I'm talking to my nephew, and we pick him up from football practice. So on the way to drop him back off, and he tells me that what he wants to do is that he wants to be like Dre. He wants to be like Dr. Dre. You know, we're gonna have his beats. You know, he wanna, have the music and that sort of thing. And I asked myself, well, what is it about Dre are you looking at? And he was like, well, I see what he has, what he got going on in his life, and the deal he made with Apple and all these different kinds of things. I was like, oh, so you just know the product, the after product. You know what happens. You know what he got now. You only looking at where he's at now, and you want to emulate what he has now. And I was asking myself, well, how do you think he got there? So he was like, well, I don't know. I don't know how he got there. And I said, well, that's the problem. See, the problem is you don't understand how he got there, what it took for him to reach that level. See, you can't go from zero to $1 billion deal. It doesn't happen that way. It never happens that way. I don't care how many examples and what people say about, oh, the miracle can happen. Well, the miracle still only happens when work has been done prior to. So I asked him, I said, well, what are you doing right now so that in 10, 15 years you can be like Dre? And he started telling me, well, I work on my beats. And I say, so you got a beat machine? No. So are you saving your money? Like every dime that you get, are you saving every dime that you get to get that beat machine so you can start working on your craft? No. I mean, well, he said he was, but I can tell he was just answering in the affirmative just so that he will please me in the answer. And so he has a skill. My sister starts explaining how when he was DJing at an event with the family that he just got in there and he was doing it. So it's not that the skill isn't there. It's not that he's just making up something that he has no understanding of. There is a skill set and an interest there. But what I wanted to get across to him and what I got across to him is the fact that you can't look at the finished product of a person. You can't look and say, well, I want to be like this business person or this athlete or this singer or this person marriage or anything like that and just look at the finished product and expect to just emulate the finished product. No, in order to get there, you have to emulate the journey, emulate the path. In everyone's religion, they is always talking about emulating the path of the one who is the great sage of that religion. But we never want to emulate the path. We always want to just get to the final result. You have to emulate the path of those that you believe you want to follow in their footsteps. But most people don't want to. I pointed out to him, I said, look at all these cars driving by. Look at all these people. Each one of these people had dreams. They had hopes. They had desires. When they were young, they had this image of how their lives were going to be. You, right now, you have an image of how your life was going to be. And even right now, you have an image of how your life is expected to be. But I ask you this question. Is the path that you're on leading you to that desired result? Is the things that you do going to bring about that result? Because you will not have that great relationship, that great marriage, if you don't understand who you are and how to be within a marriage, how to act towards your mate. You won't ever get there if you marry the wrong type person and you cannot bring about an agreement of how you're going to live. If you want to be the Bill Gates, even if you just want to have 5 or 6 nice businesses in an area and just make a 6-figure income, what are you doing now? Are you saving your money? Are you saving that 10% that you can invest? Are you saving that money that you can invest? Are you building your credit so that you can get the credit to go and invest into opening that business? Are you in that business? Are you walking in that business? Instead of just, I'm going to learn, I got to go to this seminar, I got to research this, I got to go over here and talk to this person. Are you actually taking actionable steps to open the business and get started? Are you there grinding on it on a constant basis? You see, the difference between you and people who are successful is that they have walked that path and they grinded in that path and they kept focusing on what it was that they wanted to achieve step by step, realizing that I cannot take the 10th step. I must take the next step. You see, I have this store over here, and I realized that in order for me to build this company the way I wanted it to go, I had to move from my previous location. And did that hurt? Of course it did. Of course it did. That was money that was coming in that I now had to say, nope, I'm going to ignore that money and start completely over. And does that hurt you financially? Yes. Is it difficult? Yes. Does it take more time away right now? Yes. But I knew in order to get to where I wanted to go and where I want this company to be, that I had to relocate the company. And sometimes you got to relocate what you're doing, but most importantly, you got to relocate your mindset. If your mindset is still stuck on the person that is just wishing and hoping that one day they get delivered into this dream that they have, then you will never realize the dream. You will lie in your deathbed and you will have all kinds of regrets. I have no intentions of having regrets. I told my nephew, you don't want to live your life with regrets, because all those people in those cars, all those people driving down the street, they're going to die with regrets of never, ever grinding hard enough to take the opportunity to bring into their lives what they desired and what they dreamed to have. If you do not start taking these steps, then you will die, never realizing the dreams that were possible for you. And here's the thing about it. They're all possible. They're all possible. You just have to be willing to do what's necessary to make them possible. So my question is, are you willing? Are you willing? Is your greatness truly non-negotiable? Are you too concerned about what other people think? Are you too concerned about how much hardship you may have to go through? Are you too concerned about, if I fail, then what will happen? You get back up and you keep going and you try again. Are you too concerned about these superficial things that will always hold you back, instead of being concerned about achieving what it is that you desire? It's a question that I can't answer for you. Only you can answer it. But answer that question for yourself. Think about it, meditate on it, pray on it, do whatever you do. But if you're not taking actionable steps towards receiving your goals and towards getting there, if you don't have a business plan, if you don't have a business treatment, if you don't have, if you're not taking steps, if you're not grinding on it every day where there's a reality aspect to what it is. I mean, you can sit up here and say, I want to have a store, I want to have a boutique, I want to have a fashion line, I want to sing, I want to do this. But if you're not practicing, you're not working on it, if you don't have it in front of you, you're not doing it every day, it's never going to become real. So make it real by being in it right now. So you have a great day, because your greatness is non-negotiable, and so is mine.